Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'd like to call a meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They doing all right?
For roll call, just make a note that Councilman Trinkle is absent tonight. Old business, approval of minutes. The regular meeting minutes of December 16, 2021 were provided for review. I need a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of December 16, 2021 as presented.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call a roll.
Mr. Stednicka?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mr. Brungart?
Yes.
Motion passed. Audience participation. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the council on an item that is not on the agenda? No takers? New business. Item number 2 is Ordinance 1078, Codification of Ordinances. This ordinance codifies any ordinances passed since January 21 that affect the city code. By adopting this ordinance, the city code will be codified. I need a motion to approve and adopt ordinance number 1078.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this one? No discussion? Call the roll.
Mr. Stednicka?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mr. Brungart?
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 3 is the Parks Master Plan Supplemental Agreement. The supplemental agreement is for the baseball and softball complex at Bernard Park for bidding services and construction administration and observation services. The design work will be paid for from the sales tax revenue allotted to Parks and Recreation. I need a motion to approve the supplemental agreement of bidding services and construction administration and observation services by Vero in an amount not to exceed $80,915.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Dean?
What is the observation services?
Actually, I have Larry Reynolds with me here tonight from Vireo. I may let him address that one, but just so you know exactly.
I signed back there. I didn't want him to get too comfy.
What's that?
I signed back there and I didn't want him
Oh,
to get too
okay.
comfy.
Sorry.
Observation services will be for us to be on site, reviewing construction, make sure that it's commensurate with the plans, specifications.
Thank you.
Just to make sure you understand that, we're not going to have somebody on site always.
Right.
You know, during the construction, it's going to be at
Periodic check-ins.
Yes.
There'll be some sort of schedule.
right.
I guess. Okay.
Number will be a
You're
lot
not going to
bigger.
have someone there all the time?
Do what?
You're not going to have someone there all the time?
Meaning? Okay.
You thought you were going to pop a tent.
It's hard to tell you're joking with a mask on.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions on this one? No? Call a roll.
Mr. Stednicka?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mr. Brungart?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
Item number 5 is award of bid, municipal building painting and carpeting, City Project 2021-05. One bid was received out of the 8 companies we reached out to. The bid came in $8,718 over the amount previously approved with the 2022 budget and has to be approved by the council. Need a motion to approve the bid for, from Citywide Facility Solutions for City Project 2021-05 in the amount not to exceed $63,718.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead, Marcus.
And I read through it. I read through it thoroughly. The question I have is are they going to come back with lack of staff to be able to accomplish all this work and services in a seemly time, or?
I just
I mean-
reached out to them, and they're still on track for the 17th or the end of January, and they should be fine with staffing and everything. They allotted for this and penciled us in.
Okay, because I mean we're increasing the cost in order to accommodate this. so
Yeah.
they could increase their staff or in order to meet the timeline is what I'm,
Yeah.
okay,
They're fully aware.
thanks, appreciate it. Yep.
Terry, would you say that, because it's $8,000 more, it's due just, everything is so much more expensive? Would that be a true
That
statement?
is what is going on, yes.
Right.
Excessive, $6,000 for paint?
We only,
That's highly
yeah,
excessive.
but the other fact is you only had one bid out of the 8 people you went
Out of
out
the 8
to.
people, and the paint is for the entire building, not just the library side. We're
The-
doing
I
the
don't find
entire,
that outrageous.
I mean, the options are to go out and rebid or accept this
At
bid,
all.
basically.
yeah.
Rebid would delay it.
I talked to Councilman Trinko, who's not here tonight, and he was just curious about the original $55,000 bid.
That was done in 2019, and that was,
But the 2-year-old, 3-year-old bid.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
2-3-year-old bid,
I
so.
think
We did, when we put in the 55, when we did that, we did do a 10% increase, to account for, a year and a half later when we did this in June of last year. So, 10% wasn't
I
quite
think
enough after.
it might be beneficial. I mean, if they knew, I don't know if everybody realizes it's not just paint and put carpet down. I mean, the shelves got to be wrapped,
Get them moved.
moved,
Right.
and all that. So it's not just painting and carpeting. There's going to be a lot involved just to get to that point.
Right. They'll be wrapping the shelves, they'll be moving everything, and they'll be moving everything on the other side of the building as well, so.
They're moving it or you are?
Once they're
They
done,
are.
move it
They're
back.
we will be there to oversee and make sure things are going well, but they will be doing all of the labor. So, and there'll be basically 4 moves on the library side. Fortunately, it's carpet tile, so that should make it go quicker and it won't be as much moving around as it was if it was rolled out.
Thank you, Terry.
Anything
Anybody else on this one? All right, we have a motion and a second. Call a roll.
Mr. Stednica?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes,
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mr. Barnhart?
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 6 is request to purchase police department vehicles. Bids were solicited from 4 vendors. 3 bids were received. Delivery time of the vehicles is approximately 120 days. The cost, which was approved for the 2022 budget, is for the vehicles only and will not replace a vehicle totaled, will replace a vehicle totaled in pursuit that occurred in the fall of 21 and the 2015 Ford Explorer. Need a motion to approve the purchase of 2 police package patrol vehicles from CDJ Automotive, LLC, DBA Main Street of Lansing, in the amount not to exceed $73,900.
Move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this one?
A couple questions.
Sure.
Are these going to be trucks, or are these going to be SUVs, are these going to be sedans?
These are going to be trucks. What Dodge has done, Dodge quit accepting any orders for Durangos or Chargers mid-December. Chevy is also offline with Tahoes. Haven't heard about that. Haven't heard about Ford. So, as I know right now, the trucks are available to be ordered. If we were to place an order for a Durango, it wouldn't come until 2023.
These are four-door crew cab?
These are four-door crew cab, special service utility, or not utility vehicles, but police vehicles.
Chief, the picture that we got in our packet, that's what we're getting.
That's what we're getting, but there'll be a billet
Different
silver instead of
color.
black and white.
Right.
Yeah. The other problem with the Durangos this year, they only offered battleship gray, which I'm not a real big fan of that color. Pricing is about the same, and they match out with what we're buying for Durangos anyways. As it was explained to me by 2 different Dodge dealerships, with COVID on assembly lines, they had to increase space on assembly lines. So if they were able to produce 500 vehicles a month, they can only do 250 now with the added space, and that's why they had to cut off the order deadline on it, which I didn't know until one day before they were going to cut it loose or shut it down in December. So, but this is a new concept with the using the truck system, but I've went up to Speedway and looked over the trucks, and one thing that we are getting with them is the Ram cargo management system, which is the beds, the utility boxes on each side of the bed. After looking at it, I think they'll service, they won't be a problem with this. It'll just be a.
What about your special equipment? You got enough cages, radios?
We'll have to get cage for it. And we have to, whether we get Durangos or whatever, we'd have to get the cages. We only got to get one for this because there's only one partition between the front and the back seat. We're going to recycle as much of equipment as we can out of it, and consoles will have to be brand new. Radios we have, cage will have to be brand new, and the rest of it we'll see what we got and piecemeal it together.
What engine is going to be in it?
5.7. 5.7. Yeah, it's 5.7 Hemi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The long-lasting engine.
We've done very well with 5.7s with the city. We take care of the engines really well. 5.7 platform has done very good for us throughout the years. So we've been running the 5.7 since '06, and we haven't had really any issues with 5.7.
And we're shopping local again, which is a good thing.
Right.
I was going to mention the new owner of Main Street Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Doug Kinney, is here. So welcome to our council meeting.
Any other questions on this one?
Thanks, Chief.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Mr. Jennica?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mr. Barnhart?
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 7 is request to purchase half-ton and three-quarter-ton trucks for CED and Public Works. Bids were solicited to replace the Public Works and Community and Economic Development Ford Rangers, and 2 bids were received. This purchase was authorized out of the equipment reserve. Need a motion to approve the purchase of 2 trucks from CDJ Automotive LLC, DBA Main Street of Lansing, in the amount not to exceed $95,875.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Got one question. Will these trucks be equipped to push snow, or we have a couple trucks now that we can't push snow with or whatever?
The intention was to configure the 3/4 ton explicitly for the pushing of snow.
Okay.
So.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else on this one? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll. I'm sorry, Marcus.
Are these coming with the 5.7 Hemi engine also?
The 3/4 ton will have the V8. The
Bigger.
The half ton light duty will only have a V6. But
All right, thanks.
Mike.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Mr. Jennica?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mr. Barnhart?
Yes.
Item 8 is Family Eye Care Site Plan. For information only, 301 Center Drive. Is somebody going to brief this, or do you just want me to? Matt?
So, all the information's in the packet. The Planning Commission approved the site plan at their December meeting, so we're bringing it forward to you guys just so you're aware of what the site plan looks like, what the Family Eye Care building is going to look like, and so on. We've, at this point, moved into the building review plan process, so they've submitted their building plans, and now we're starting the review process on that. Hopefully, last I talked to Jonathan, he was looking for somewhere around March is when he was going to start turning dirt out there, basically as soon as the weather breaks. So.
Did anybody have any questions on the site plan that you reviewed? I mean, I took a look at it and looks.
I don't have a question on the site plan or anything. I just want to make sure that we're all in agreement with the appearance and the way this building's going to go up is what's going to be there. That's what we're saying is that is the future of Lansing. This is what we're saying. Our building will look. We're okay with that.
Yeah, I mean it basically meets all the codes and.
That's
Right.
what I'm asking.
Yeah.
And that goes through the planning. That's the planning commission's
Yeah.
purview at those meetings, is to make sure that those buildings meet the standards. So I mean,
Right.
they wouldn't be able to put up a metal building or a hot pink building or something like
The
that.
reason I'm asking is because I read all of it, looked at all of it. It looks really nice. It looks really
Yeah.
cool. I just want to make sure that
That's what
we're
the
all
building.
agreeing to. Okay, this is the first one that's going in.
Sure.
and we're okay with this is the way, you know, the rest will start looking a lot like, right?
I think you'll see other buildings in there that look, not that this one doesn't look good, but better than this one at a higher level even than what this one is. But this is it's a good first step, and it'll be a really good looking building when it's done. Should be on the same caliber as what Main Street or Mutual Savings. If you look at that building and how that one is done, that one was done under the UDO, which is that's what sets all those requirements. They have to meet those requirements.
Yep. I mean, it looks good from all the pictures. So.
Sure.
And even though its physical address is not Main Street, right, or is it?
It is not. It's 301 Center Drive.
Right, so, but it will still be part of the Main Street overlay district?
There is no Main Street overlay
district. We got rid of that, didn't we?
Yeah, that's okay.
That over.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Well, it
basically,
just got pulled into the, I mean, basically.
right, basically, we got rid of the Main Street overlay district, but basically we took those standards, the ones that we were happy with out of those, and applied them to the entire city.
Right.
So now instead of just applying along K7, it's full everywhere in the city. If you build a commercial building anywhere in the city, you have to meet those requirements. Yeah.
Okay, any more questions for Matt on this one? Okay, thanks, Matt.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
Okay, report, city attorney.
Nothing to report, Mayor.
Tim.
So I do have a few things. January 10th, Monday, so that was originally our special meeting. There is a Fire District 1 joint board meeting at 6. So unfortunately, they overlapped, so we've got to shift our special meeting when the council members get sworn in to 5:30 p.m. So our joint board members can make it to the fire station by 6. So on Monday, the meeting is at 5:30. Just want to remind everyone about that.
That's where?
Here.
Okay.
And then the joint board meeting would be at the fire station.
Okay.
Yep. Another thing, I think I'd spoken with Matt Schmitz about this a little bit, but I'm not sure I briefed you guys fully on it yet. If you guys remember last year, there was a little bit of shuffling over in that building, and right around the time when all of our events were taking place, we were a little bit short-staffed, and so Matt Schmitz, oversaw and planned a lot of those events last year. We didn't have an event planner. In the past we did, but we did not last year. So one of the things that we were looking at was adding a part-time position for an event planner. Might just be 10 or 12 hours a week, maybe a little bit more in the summer, but probably a little bit less in the winter. So that would be a part-time position. Since that position used to be full-time, there's more than enough money for it in the budget. But I did want to let you guys know that in case you see an advertisement for a part-time event planner position or something. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. We had mentioned at an earlier council meeting we were going to try to follow the school district's guidance on masks with what we were doing with youth recreational basketball. Since we had briefed you guys on that, I think the school district maybe shifted their mask guidance. So before we were requiring masks in our gymnasium for basketball, and in following along with the school district's guidance, I think we'll be strongly encouraging masks at our gymnasium for youth basketball. So I did want to pass that along. I have a few more things. I know Mike Spickelmeyer and Kelly Hanna have been working on some preliminary ideas for ward maps, for our updated city council ward maps, and we'll try to give you guys at least one or a couple good options for the next city council meeting. I know the most recent iteration of the maps, it looked like the boundaries were pretty comparable, and I believe all of the current residences of council members would stay the same within their wards. So we'll try to pass out those preliminary maps to you guys, and hopefully we'll have that for approval at either the January 20th meeting or a following meeting. But I think that will be a good thing. One other thing, Mayor McNeil, Matt Schmitz, and I had been working on a policy to utilize our American Rescue Plan Act funds in a way for like a public-private partnership, so we can work together with people to install sewer lines that promote growth in Lansing. Preliminarily, we think that might assist people up to $375,000 or 35% of sewer costs. So we're hoping that a program like that, it puts forth a little bit of city investment, puts forth some private equity as well. So we're hoping that can spark some growth, and we're already talking to some people about that. So hopefully we'll have that on a future city council agenda. And then the last thing, Sarah, you've just done such an amazing job over the last several years. When you came on board in 2014, then you got promoted almost right after you got started to city clerk. So you've been city clerk since December of 2014. You've always done an amazing job. You've always been professional, had a great attitude. You've been a pleasure to work with. As bummed as I am that you're leaving, it's nice. You'll just be up the road in Leavenworth. Hopefully we'll continue to see you around, and you're going to a good place with good people, and we wish you well. So thank you.
Okay, department heads, anything from the department heads? Nothing from, okay, let's go around the horn, starting with Don.
Me?
Yes, Don.
Sarah, I want to wish you the best. Hate to see you go. But this is our first step, and we'll get you out and planted up there, and then when we go to Annex Leavenworth, we'll be good to go. So,
Hey, Connie, don't write that down.
that's all I got, man.
Thanks, Don.
Once we get
Gene?
I don't know. I guess I missed the boat. She's never been nice to me the whole time I've known her. I'm kidding. Anybody would know. Yeah. Sorry to see you go. Good luck. And everybody, let's be safe and smart on all this virus stuff going on. There isn't anybody any more tired of it than I am. And we know what we got to do to beat it. Let's get it beat. Let's all pull together. That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Gene. Marcus?
Yeah, Sarah, I sent you a nice private note, and I'll echo it again tonight. Thank you so much for all you've done. And you will truly be missed. Truly. I appreciate all that. Thanks for our guests coming tonight, and I really, really appreciate you working with us and providing those services to us, and especially providing the Lansing business to us. Thanks so much, and welcome to Lansing. You've been here a little while, but thanks so much for coming to Lansing. Great work on the ordinance. Combination of the ordinance there to our good lawyer and our good city staff. I appreciate it, and I'd like to echo what Gene is highlighting with the COVID. Our numbers are ramping up. The good news is not a lot of hospitalizations resulted for those that are vaccinated and with the booster, but it does make you feel sick with the flu-like symptom for 3 to 4 days, and nobody wants that. But hey, wear your mask, be careful, be safe, and try to do things right in the safe manner versus loose and goose. All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Marcus. Jesse?
Yeah, thanks for being a local business in Lansing, and thank you for doing business with our city. We appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
New Year's Eve, there was a lot of people were out celebrating and having a good time, and I didn't do any of that. I stayed home.
Right.
But a lot of our employees went to bed early to get up and push snow for our great city.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who worked New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, and got that snow off our streets. We really do appreciate your hard work. Really do. We appreciate everything you do for the city. So, Sarah, I'm going to miss those texts on Thursday morning. See if I'm coming or not.
Jeff.
Sure. Yeah, you're a great employee. We appreciate everything you've done for the city. You've been above and beyond everything we've asked you to do, everything Tim's asked you to do. So you're going to be truly missed. So good luck in your new endeavor. That's all I got.
Thanks, Jesse. Ron?
I'm
sorry, Greg.
Wow.
I was going to pass up Greg, but I can't do it.
He's
Go ahead,
always
Greg.
willing to pass me up. He's the same way at work. Ditto everything everybody else has said. Ron, last meeting, thank you for volunteering and doing what you've done here with the city. I know we all kind of said thanks last time, but one more meeting. Sarah, I can't add anything else. Thank you for everything that you've done for the city and for everybody up here personally. You've been a big help, and best of luck in everything that you do in the future. Don't forget our fireworks show.
I will not.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a really boring day in history, so.
Okay.
Nothing today.
This could be that.
What?
Okay.
What?
What is the date today? 6th?
January 6th.
On January
22
6th,
years,
Greg
you can't
did
find
not
one thing?
give us a fun fact.
It's really
So we'll
boring.
use that. Ron?
I just want to say, Sarah, congratulations and the very best wishes to you. To the council, it's been a privilege and an honor to serve. And I thank all of you very much.
We thank you, Ron. Right before I get to Carrie, I'll just start crying while I talk about Sarah. No, I'm just kidding. I'll personally miss you. I mean, between the mayor and the city clerk and the city administrator, we're kind of one team. So we're going to be losing our point man on that. I'm gonna miss your humor. I mean, you've been great to work with. You've done a great job as the clerk. I'm really happy for you to get another opportunity. So I wish you all the best at Leavenworth. Carrie.
Sarah, I'm mad at you. No, I'm very happy for you, and you are the best. You're going to be missed. And I kind of feel bad for the person who's got to fill your shoes because they're big shoes.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Maybe Sarah wants to say something. I would also remind everybody, please be safe. Please get vaccinated. Numbers don't lie. People that are in the hospital, that are sick, that are in ICU, are the unvaccinated. And I just wish everybody would do what they need to do to keep everybody safe in our city, in our country. And with that, I move we adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Call the roll.
Mr. Stepnica?
Yes?
Mr. Kirby?
Just for you, no.
Oh, man. Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mr. Burkhart?
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you.